My name is Catherine Whitfield. I'm the high school social worker here at Young London, and I've worked here for 4 years. I'm a licensed clinical social worker. One of the issues that I've noticed with students who have either witnessed trauma, so they've had a family member that's been killed either recently or before, or they've been involved in some type of violence, is a lot of post-traumatic stress disorder. So what that is a diagnosis that an individual can have where they might have flashbacks, they might hyperventilate, they might be debilitated and they're freezing and they're reliving the experience. So that can be disruptive to the school environment because some teachers don't understand what's going on, or the student is completely breaking down and needs to leave the classroom. So those are the major kind of symptoms that I find within schools. So I've been able to work with those kids individually and develop coping mechanisms to address it and kind of pull themselves out of the episode, or to understand you can let the episode happen and to calm themselves down afterwards. And then I've done groups to address.
I experienced a death because of violence when I was younger. My uncle got killed outside his job. He was a barber. And he got shot. When I heard about it, I heard that he got shot at least 20 times. And it was over a woman. So when they told me about it, it was more anger than just being sad, because it was just one of those things that was just unnecessary, like many of the things going on today. So
I definitely think that someone should be involved in counseling services, and I definitely think groups are really powerful. A lot of people are intimidated about going to see counselors, especially within communities of color. So Black and Latino communities, there's a big stigma about going to see a social worker. There's this idea that we fix our own problems, we keep our business in our family or whatever. So that tends sometimes to hamper one's ability to make progress, to grieve for dealing with a traumatic loss. So once somebody gets past that, I definitely think individual services are good, but for teenagers especially, I think that groups are a nice entry point. Because then they can hear other people's experiences and really understand they're not alone, and sometimes one-on-one you can't explain that. I tell students at all time, you're not the only person going through this. I have at least 5 other students who are dealing with something similar, but when they can see it and hear it, then they make them feel a little bit more comfortable. And there's a great sense of normalcy that can happen too.
He didn't deserve to die. They caught him off guard. So I just feel like I should catch them off guard. He was a good kid. Never got in trouble. We always walked home from school together, walked to school together, fight together, all that type of stuff. What bros do. What would he want me to do?
right.
So I just think about that over and over and over again. So that's why I ain't do nothing. I stayed calm, cried it out. Basically it.
So I've had students that in order to deal with the situation, they've chosen to do that. So we usually get involved in individual service to kind of unpack why they're doing it and then develop other solutions that they could do to ease themselves of the pain rather than cutting on themselves. And then for students that resort to violence, to deal with violence, I don't really see that as much as I see, and that may be because I work with girls, but what I see more of is the short-temperedness, or girls lashing out at other girls or lashing out at their parents at home. So kind of having them understand what they're angry about and beyond the short-temperedness or whatever that they're experiencing. There's a larger issue that's making them frustrated that they're not dealing with.
Smoking, cause it calms me down. It get my mind off things. So that was my next step. Just to stop thinking it, thinking it. It definitely affects my life, cause I know I ain't gonna never see him again. I just can't call him and say, what you on? You outside today? Meet me somewhere. You can go kick it. That was my man. and I love them. And it changed the way, cause I don't hang where I used to hang. It impacted my life a lot. Just knowing that anything can happen at any moment.
It just makes you appreciate it. It's like you never know what's going to happen because it's so crazy right now. People are just dying like that for no reason, of course. And, you know, it's saddening, but nothing's going to change unless you do something about it.
Well, with me, it's really powerful because I live in Woodlawn, so I like watch the crime statistics, and there's a lot of kids still in our neighborhood. So like in our block club, we've been trying to do more activities to keep the kids engaged, so that they're not kind of falling victim to being off our block or being involved in negative activities and things like that. I don't know, just in terms of me, like I've had more conversations with students this year, over the past 2 years especially, about friends and cousins and play cousins and play sisters and brothers that have been hurt or been killed because of the number of CPS students that have been killed. And I've had colleagues who are principals at schools that have had to deal with it a lot more as well, so I'm kind of catching it from all different angles.
I don't mess with them no more. So.
You say them, who's them?
The guys.
Which is?
Young Money.
Which is the people you used to hang around, right?
Yes. I don't hang with them anymore. I still consider them as my guys, but I gotta look what I'm gonna do in the future.